All right, all right, all right. What's going on, everyone? How's everyone doing? Welcome, welcome. After a day away, we are back with gameplay today on stream for you. And today is going to be the continuation of my pacifist run through Undertale. So, for those of you who earlier this week checked out my blind run, where I had absolutely no idea what was going on, and I played the game like a traditional JRPG. As of Wednesday, I actually completed that initial playthrough, and there was mass feedback that I should keep playing the game and I should do a pacifist run because it apparently massively changes the game. So I'm about 45 minutes into that run at this point, and right now, I mean, obviously I can already say, yeah, there's been some big changes to gameplay. Rather than gameplay being more of a turn-based, strategy-based combat like traditional RPGs, it's now turned into almost a puzzle. Every individual enemy, it really is a puzzle where you need to figure out what is the combination of things to say, what's the order of stuff that I need to say in order to either flee from a battle or show mercy during a battle. And, it's interesting. It's definitely a different take. And already I'm arriving at the same areas of the game that I was in my first run. And there's already more characters and stuff there. Probably because, you know, I spared everyone. I didn't kill all the characters. So I think it's going to dramatically change up the stuff in the game, which is cool. So I'm excited to see how that turns out today. Now, obviously I want to see how this does. And I've already done one run through the game, which is what everyone was dying to see. You know, so it's already basically completed. This is basically now fan service for those who are big fans of the game and wanted to see me do this pacifist run. I'm really hoping that people will check it out, because I'll be honest with everyone, I'm skeptical that a second run of a game that I just beat on Wednesday is going to get much interest. I really haven't been paying attention to the videos over the course of this week simply because I don't really care. I wanted to play this game regardless, and I very much have been enjoying myself playing it. So I'm not going to let viewership or anything like that bog me down or make me feel like I don't want to keep playing a game that I want to play again. But I am hoping that since I am going the extra mile to do this secondary playthrough of the game, that people appreciate that and they will come out to check it out. And that hopefully the second run will be, you know, as successful as the first was. You know, the stream numbers were pretty tremendous for the first playthrough. You know, I had 1,000 people at one point on the stream watching me play this game for the first time. And of course that dropped off as time progressed, which I knew it would. But here's hoping that people who are, you know, big fans of the game will come back to watch this playthrough, which is the version that everyone's been asking for, right? Everyone wanted me to do this version first, which honestly I don't understand, because I actually think you should play the game normally first to get a feel for what it would be like if you're actually playing it as a standard RPG, which is what it's trying to emulate, right? It is kind of massively inspired by traditional RPGs such as Earthbound. And, now that I've done that and I've experienced the game that first time, the second time through could be pretty interesting. So that's what I'm going to be doing on stream today. About 3.5 to 4 hours of Undertale Pacifist Run. Now, I don't know how long it's going to take to get through the game with a Pacifist Run. I've actually heard that there's more content because there's some side quests that will open up that I did not do in my first run because I was killing everything. So obviously the people weren't friendly with me and or weren't around to be doing the side quests. Okay. But the thing is, I've read most of the dialogue already, and a lot of the dialogue that I'm doing right now is kind of identical to earlier in the game. So I'm kind of like going through it, and some people are like, oh, Phil's on a speed run. And like, well, no, I'm not really on a speed run. It's just that I've already done the puzzles, I've already read the dialogue, so obviously I'm not going to sit here and voice act all the dialogue a second time and all of that. Especially when I've just done it a couple days ago. And I'm hoping that the new stuff, new variations on everything in the game are coming up shortly, so that, as I do this stuff differently, it'll branch out and be a much different playthrough than the first. That would be pretty cool. So I guess we shall see. Now, 3.5 more hours of this game today. I don't know how far I'm going to get. And tomorrow, Saturday, is kind of up in the air. And what I mean by that is it's basically the last day that I have until new releases begin. Because tomorrow, I'm either going to play Yakuza 5 or more Undertale. Sunday is my Rockathon 2.0, where I'm going to be doing a Rock Band marathon all day long. It's the second one I'm doing. I'm very excited to do it. I've wanted to do it again ever since I did the first one in November, and I had tons of fun doing it. People thought it was one of the most original things I'd ever done, and I'm very much looking forward to that all day Sunday. Monday, I'm not doing any gameplay because I have personal stuff to take care of. All right. And then Tuesday, I'm returning, but Tuesday is the release of the very first DLC pack for Call of Duty Black Ops 3. It's a new zombie map and a bunch of new multiplayer maps. So I've decided that first session on Tuesday will be me checking out the zombie map with the same people who teamed up with me for the last Black Ops game, if you could believe it. So Nestor Coruchado, who joined me for the premiere of Black Ops 3, will be there. But then the Airy Lord and P-Dog will also be joining me. They were the ones who did the co-op in Black Ops 2 with us. So that's going to be pretty fun. You know, basically getting like the old team back together to check out the zombie content. So that's going to be first stream Tuesday. Then I am going to do a second stream on Tuesday, which normally I don't do. You know, I've only been doing one stream a day, but because it is the launch of this new expansion pack, second stream on Tuesday, I'll be initially checking out the new multiplayer maps, and then probably during the day on Wednesday, that stream also will be me doing some more of the multiplayer map gameplay, because then Wednesday night, I want to do a mini review of this DLC, which it's actually called Awakening. So I'm going to do a mini review for KO Gaming of this DLC pack in Call of Duty Black Ops 3. And then that means that Thursday I can return back to kind of the normally scheduled stuff with, you know, a new stream. Now, will it be Yakuza 5? Will it be Undertale? I don't know. Because I'll basically have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and Monday to do 5 normal gameplay streams before we head into the big new releases for the month. On February 9th, you got the new Naruto game, Unravel, Firewatch, all releasing on the same day. The week after that, you got Street Fighter V. The week after that, Plants vs. Zombies, Garden Warfare 2, and Far Cry Primal. Yada, yada, yada. Every single week, there'll be big, high-profile new releases. And so, since that's the case, I really need to get as much done as I can before those new releases start on February 9th. So, judging by how things go on today's stream, I'm going to determine whether or not I want to play Undertale again tomorrow, or I want to take a break from it and go to Yakuza 5 for a day. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how many people show up for the stream. We'll see how much I'm enjoying the game and the viewer reactions. Which I'm not, by the way, once again, I'll say this again, just so people are clear. I am not using Stream Chat at all for this playthrough. The Stream Chat is opened, and if you want to chat with people watching the stream, you can do so on thekingofhate.com. We've got that plugin there on the page. Or if you use a IRC client yourself, if you go to Ryzen.net, which is the server that we use, and you join pound TKOH, which is the King of Hate chat room, you can join it manually that way. So 2 different ways that you can chat it up with people during the stream, but I will not be monitoring that chat. In fact, I don't even have it in front of me right now. I have my laptop open on the other end of the office, where normally I would sit to do gaming, but since I'm doing this on PC, I'm playing it at the PC, which is the other side of the office. So I'm not going to have anyone to guide me or anything. I'm not going to be able to see your live reactions. I've seen no live reactions this entire playthrough. I've seen no one's reactions to what I'm doing, but then after I play, I ask, and people seem to be saying, yeah, we love it. We're like watching you play it. So, you know, I'm hoping that those who didn't have a chance to check it out during the week will check it out during the weekend. Was I expecting anything huge out of Undertale? I'll be honest, no, I wasn't. I think that it's a game that has a rabid fan base, but it's not a huge mainstream crowd of people. It's just that the people who love the game like it a lot and really wanted to see me play it. So that's a good thing. You know, I'm glad that I played it. I'll be honest, I think that it is a great game, and I actually even said yesterday on my Q&A show, Ask the King, someone asked me, they said, you know, if you had played Undertale in 2015, do you think it would have made it to your countdown of the Game of the Year awards? And I was very honest. I said, I honestly, it probably would have. I mean, obviously, I'm doing my second run now, and I don't want to say definitively yes or no until I finish my pacifist run in the game. But yeah, I mean, the game is pretty original. It's a throwback. It's interesting. It's quirky. It's different, and it is quite a great game. And yeah, it might have made the top 10. It really, or at least, at the very least, it would have gotten an honorable mention. That's for sure. So I'm really enjoying playing it, and I hope that you're enjoying watching me play Undertale. All right. So I've roughly gone through the schedule for gameplay, but also this week, tonight, my new hits of the week, which is going to be a montage-style video taking the best, worst, most interesting highlights from gameplay this week. That's going to be released tonight over on my YouTube channel, KO Gaming, which you can find at youtube.com/KO Gaming 1. That's the web address for it. And I'm excited for this one. It's going to have some Yakuza 5. It's going to have videos from my conclusion of my hard difficulty run in Resident Evil 0 Remastered from earlier this week. And yes, it's going to have Undertale. Primarily, it's going to have stuff from my original run in Undertale, because those were my genuine original reactions to stuff going on. But if there is anything of note in this pacifist run for me to put into it as well, I will do that as well. So that's going to be fun. I like doing these montage-style edited videos. I got about half of it done last night. And now I'm going to be finishing that up for you tonight. And that will be released later tonight. Tomorrow there will be a new DSP Tries It. I was on the fence about if I was going to do one this week, but I am doing one. And the new DSP Tries It episode that I'm doing tomorrow is actually quite different from the typical episode, because this one actually has some time-lapse stuff. It's actually something that took some time to do rather than just me sitting down and eating something initially, which is what most DSP Tries Its are. You'll see what I mean tomorrow, but it's going to be a unique one, something a lot different than the normal DSP Tries It, and I'm curious to see the reactions to it, if people like it or not. So that's going to be released tomorrow on my vlogging channel, The King of Hate Vlogs. Since I am doing the marathon of Rock Band on Sunday, there will not be a weekend preview on Sunday, but there will be the weekend preview Monday night. I'm going to try to do it, squeeze it in at the end of Monday night, after I get all the stuff done that I'm doing. That, I'm taking kind of a day off, even though it's really not a day off. I'm basically doing work shit all day, but, yeah, Monday night should be the weekend preview. And then next week, as I already mentioned, Wednesday night, I'll be doing kind of a mini review of the Awakenings DLC in Black Ops 3. And then, of course, later in the week, there'll be more hits of the week. So that's kind of the partner stuff to the gameplay I'm doing, just so an FYI, so you know exactly what's going on, okay? Well, what else is going on with me? Not a heck of a lot. I find it kind of funny that, no matter what I do, no matter what I say, people literally try to find ways to discredit me and say that I'm a liar or something, which is hilarious. I was just, previously, today I was looking at the comments on yesterday's Ask the King. Yesterday I did my Q&A show, Ask the King. And there was a segment where someone had asked a question about the military. Had I ever considered joining the military? And I told a story that's a 100% truthful story about how when I was in high school, I was considering it. And I went to a military recruitment office where they interviewed me. And they basically were promising me the world. They had promised me that one day maybe I would be a military officer. And they had said things like, if you join and enlist with us, we'll pay for your college. And then you could go to officer school so you won't be on the front lines or anything like that. Yada, yada, yada. But basically, the gist of the story is the guy was so cocky to me. Was so cocky that I was pissed, and I was like, I'm not coming back. This guy's so cocky and so confident that, everything he's done today has convinced me to join the military. There's no way I'm coming back. I don't like people who have that kind of attitude, If he had been fair with me and been like, okay, well, fair enough, weigh and balance your other options, and I hope to hear back from you, I probably would have been a lot more open to the possibility of joining the military when I was very young. But this guy was so cocky in the way that he was like, I know you'll be back. I know that we've done a good job to convince you to join. I know I'll see you here again. I purposely never went back. So I told this story on Ask the King yesterday. 3 people in the comments telling me I'm a blatant liar. This never happened. I've completely lied because the military don't interview people. And officers need to have a bachelor's degree in order to become an officer. And I'm a blatant liar. And everyone should not listen to anything I ever say. Yada, yada, yada. It's so ridiculous. Yes, because we all know that apparently there's no interview process for the military, which is why recruitment offices don't exist in the United States. And despite the fact that in my story I didn't mention anything about a bachelor's degree, which is the truth of the story is the guy had promised that if I joined basic training and enlisted in the military that they would pay for my college so I could get a college degree to become an officer. Since I didn't specifically state that in my original story, obviously it means my entire story is untrue, and I am a horrible person. You know, it's just so bizarre. That people are so fucking stupid and dumb and, you know, anything. Anything to try to twist my words and or say that I'm a liar. It's just so fucking stupid at this point that, you know. And then they complain, oh, Phil deleted a comment on the video. Yeah, because you're an idiot. I told a 100% truthful story, and you're telling me I'm a liar. Well then, fuck you. Then get the fuck out of here. Don't watch my stuff. If you think I'm a blatant liar, why are you watching my Q&A show? Seriously, like, yes, of course I completely fabricated the story, even though so many people actually in the comments agreed with me and said, yeah, I had a similar experience when I was in high school and I was going to a recruitment office. Though we're all liars. We're all horrible people trying to make the United States military look bad. Even though I didn't, I actually praised the military in the video, and I was like, you know, the United States military is a crucial thing. It allows all of us to be free and have freedom. They protect the populace of the country. They're a very important thing. Despite the fact that I disagree with many of the choices that our leadership have made in the country with the military actions that the United States has taken in the past 15 to 20 years, I still respect the people who are in the military and those who sacrifice their personal freedom in their lives to allow all of us to have our own lives, you know. The military is a very important thing, in my opinion, in the United States of America. And they should be well respected and, you know, upheld. But anyway, I digress, right? I digress because these hilarious things still happen daily. But people are so dumb. So someone might read that, right? People might read that comment. Wow, this guy apparently says that he was in the military and Phil's a liar. Well, fuck that. I'll never watch Phil again. And it's like, oh, why are people so gullible? People are so fucking gullible. Yes, I made it. You know, everything I've ever said is a lie. The truth is, I'm actually a 27-year-old woman. This is all. I have a voice modulator and I wear a big rubber suit in all my videos. I'm not anything I've ever said that I was. I made up every single story. I'm that man. I would have to be pretty creative to have made up every single story I've ever told on my vlogging stuff, huh? Imagine that. You know what? Shit. I should go write novels and stuff. If that's the case, if I'm making everything up, I should be like a multi-billionaire novelist, Stephen King, right? I should be a famous fiction writer. I make screenplays and become filthy rich because I'm apparently able to make up so much stuff. People are just so fucking silly. I don't get it. You know. And, you know, people still, daily, they're still trying to do stuff negative stuff against me. And I don't bring it up anymore because the bottom line is, I'm trying to remain positive this year and push forward with all the new initiatives, you know, the 3-channel strategy and all of that. And I'm not going to sit here and let the stuff that people try to do, the vile stuff that they try to do daily, you know, affect me and be the main focus of stuff that I talk about. But it still happens. I still get automated emails. Oh, someone tried to flag this video and someone tried to do this and do that. And at this point, I've been through the ringer so much with all the bullshit, you know, that I just don't let it even bother me anymore, really. You know, and that's, according to them, that's valid criticism. Yes, valid criticism is to go to someone's new YouTube channel, right, and try to do every possible fucking illegitimate, underhanded thing to try to get it shut down. Blatantly lie to YouTube, you know, try to get nasty, negative shit in the related videos for the channel, so that when people go to look for it on YouTube, all they see is negative vlogs about me, which has nothing to do with the new channel. You know, but that's legit criticism. Sure it is. Of course it is. You know, and when John Lennon was assassinated, that was legit criticism too, wasn't it? What criticism? God damn, I don't agree with what John Lennon's doing. I'll just blow his fucking brains out. Legit criticism. It's just stupid. But anyway, I'm just rambling here a little bit because I'm killing a little bit of time for more people to join the stream. Don't worry about it. It's not affecting me. It really isn't. I'm feeling much more positive this year about the future. In regards to the changes that I've made, I'm actually really enjoying doing gameplay earlier in the day and then later in the day sitting down for a few hours and either doing a vlog or doing you know, a more edited video. I'm enjoying doing more editing, which I didn't know if I would or not, but it actually is. I'm enjoying it a lot. Even though I don't know if I'm getting better at it. A lot of people have been saying they're enjoying the jump cuts I'm doing and stuff like my vlogging. Which, okay, if you like the jump cuts, great. I'm sure it keeps down the length of the video, and it keeps me from rambling. And I'll be honest, I've cut out some of the stuff where I do go off on tangents and ramble in my vlogs, and I think that they are more concise and better for it. I'm hoping ultimately that I will get better at editing. I don't know if I will, because the thing is, I never went to school for it. I've never taken a course. I've never, I did all self-taught stuff, just messing around with programs. And I certainly don't know if I'll ever get better at it, but I think the more that I do of it, the more comfortable I'll be doing it, and I'll be able to get through it more quickly. Last night, I took about 2 hours to work on the hits of the week, and I got the whole intro done. I got the whole first 2 segments done with the first 2 games. So tonight I can just focus on doing the Undertale stuff, and then I'm going to move on. When I finish hits of the week, I'm going to do the DSP Tries It for tomorrow, which is going to have some jump cuts and stuff in it. So that should be good. I'm having fun. I'm liking it. I hope that you're enjoying the new stuff. It's kind of a slow start because gaming's been slow. If gaming had hit the ground running this year and there were like 10 huge new releases in January, I think that things would have been a lot more active. But the bottom line is, it's been really slow. There were no new releases in January. The one new game, which really I say new, which it really isn't, was Resident Evil 0 Remastered. It was just a remastered version of a game that's over 10 years old. I think that hopefully with the new stuff coming out in February and March and April, that's going to get a lot of interest. Phil playing the new hot, hyped games, I got to see that. And as they watch the playthroughs, then they'll want to see the montages, they'll want to see the reviews, they'll want to see the hits of the week, you know what I mean? So I'm feeling pretty positive about this new strategy. And I'm looking over at the King of Hate vlogs, and, just this past week, it's got more activity on the channel than it's had in a long time. Between, reaction videos, DSP Tries It, the weekend preview, my Loot Crate unboxing, Ask the King. I've got more content up on that channel than I think I've uploaded in a week for the past year. That's great. That's what I want to see. That's what I was hoping to do when originally I did vlogging, but I kind of got so caught up with the gameplay side of things that I really didn't have a chance, or I didn't give it a chance, to be kind of daily vlogging like I wanted. That's what actually, when I moved across the country to Washington State, that's what I wanted to do. It was like almost every day I wanted to have a new vlog out about something in the house or something going on in pop culture, but I never got around to it. It was more about just me playing games every day like it's been since the beginning. And I think maybe that's kind of the reason why there's stagnation, is people are tired of just seeing me play games. You want to see other stuff, right? You want to see my opinions on stuff. You want to see the more abridged stuff. I understand that. Oh, excuse me. So, yeah, I'm feeling good. Feeling good about the future. Looking forward to new stuff. Looking forward to positive improvements, and hopefully within the next few months with all these crazy amounts of new releases. Just to give you some perspective, I'm just going to count on my calendar the new releases I wrote down. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's 16 games that I want to play. I've actually skipped. There's like 2 or 3 there that I'm on the fence about. There's 16 new games by the end of April. Holy shit. And a lot of those are AAA releases, like Street Fighter V, Hitman, UFC 2, Dark Souls 3, Quantum Break, Uncharted 4. We got some crazy shit coming out early this year. This year's so early loaded with game releases because last year so many games got delayed. You know what I mean? Like, there were so many games that were supposed to come out late 2015 that got the bump, and now they're all coming out now, and it's like, damn. Game saturation, right? I'm just hoping that I'll my new strategy is going to allow me to cover these games sufficiently. My worry is when I get a longer, more drawn-out game, is 4 hours of gameplay a day going to be enough? Or are there going to be some days where I'm probably going to have to do full days of gameplay again like I used to? I think it's inevitable that I'm probably going to have to. Some days will have to be full days of gameplay, so maybe then every other day will be a day when I do a vlog or I do an edited video. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Alright, well, I'm about to finish the pre-stream. I see we got more and more people still joining, but I'm not going to wait too much longer because I do want to get started. I want to see how far I can get in Undertale today. But for those of you watching, quick gratuitous plugs for the month. This won't be very long. Number 1, I have created a general Amazon Associates link by which you can buy things on Amazon.com and I get referral credit for it. This is a nice way to help out myself in the business this year, especially if you're watching the streams, you're enjoying the videos, you like the new stuff I'm doing, and you want to support me, but you don't necessarily have money to, say, pledge to Patreon, but you normally buy stuff off of Amazon.com. That link, or that referral link, will now be found in the description of videos. I'm going to start, as of today, I'm going to try to put it in all of my videos, a general link by which you can get stuff on Amazon. So it'll be playthrough videos, it'll also be vlogging stuff. So definitely, you know, if you buy stuff on Amazon, use the link, I get credit, and that helps me out. Number 2, Patreon. Patreon.com/DarksidePhil. There's now only 2 days left to pledge. You have to pledge by the end of Sunday, which is January 31st. If you want to get in on this month's stuff, all right, people who pledge $5 or more this month, you're pledging to be part of the goal, which is the return of the Patron's Choice playthrough. If I hit my funding goal for this month, which is the same as it's always been since I started a year ago, people who pledge $5 or more are going to be nominating and voting on a game playthrough that I'm going to begin in March. Probably the second half of March, because looking at the calendar, that's when the game releases will slow down for at least for a couple of weeks, and that's the perfect time to probably start up a Patron's Choice playthrough. Some games that people have been suggesting, stuff like Mafia 1, since Mafia 3 is coming out shortly, and I've never done a playthrough of a Mafia game, so people have been suggesting that. Others have been suggesting Darkest Dungeon, which is, I guess, an indie game that just came out on Steam. I don't know anything about it, but I've heard it's cripplingly difficult. So that kind of stuff, but you can suggest any game. One of the questions on Ask the King yesterday was, gee, could we suggest a fighting game from the past? Of course. I mean, that's the whole point of Patron's Choice. Patrons will nominate and then vote on stuff for a playthrough. And I liked the playthroughs last year. We had Minecraft, we had Persona 4, and we had Fallout New Vegas. All 3 of those playthroughs were awesome. And I think that they were definitely worth being nominated, and the patrons were very happy with those playthroughs once they were completed. So I'm looking forward to whatever patrons will nominate next. Now keep in mind, it's not just about the goal level. You also get personal perks for pledging to my Patreon, such as getting text or verbal thank yous in my videos. In fact, people got their verbal thank yous yesterday in Ask the King. In addition to that, you can get your question answered on Ask the King, my Q&A show. There were 5 people who had their questions answered yesterday because they were patrons. And in addition to all of that, you can also have a private video made, private Q&A video where you can ask me anything you want. And everyone who's gotten that perk in the past year loved it. Nothing but positive feedback, and I love doing it. I love having that more private, conversation with someone. So check it out at patreon.com/DarksidePhil. And, please pledge within the next 48 hours in order to get in for this month. And I'm really hoping that we hit the goal level so we can do the Patron's Choice playthrough. And then last but not least, of course, is my girlfriend Leanna's business, The Black Current, where she sells handmade glycerin soaps and wax tart melts. People have ordered over the course of 2015. Over 130 people, actually. 130 orders were processed. She got nothing but positive feedback. People love the quality of the products that she sells because it's much better than what you would buy in the store. And it's also better for you. You know, the shit that you buy in the store 90% of the time is a detergent bar, which isn't even real soap. That's why it's so cheap, by the way. That's also why it leaves your skin either dry or oily when you're done. This stuff is good. I use her soap daily. Personal testimonial. It's all I use to wash. I absolutely love it. And the wax tart melts are also a great thing. Make your house smell nice without the risk of a fire, like a candle or especially if you have pets. My parents have 4 cats now. Holy shit. My parents have 4 cats now. What is going on over there? I don't even know. But they have 4 cats now. And, they like having the house smell good. But they don't have candles because they were afraid. The cats are constantly jumping up on shit. And what if they knock the candle over, burn the house down, right? So they have these wax tart melts that smell great. And there's no risk. It's just wax. If it spills, oh no, it's wax. So clean it up. You scrape it off the floor or whatever. It's not a big deal. And, yeah, so check that out. Her shop could be found at etsy.com/shop/The Black Current, spelled CURRANT. She's actually working right now on her new line of spring product. She's brainstorming what scents she should buy for this new line of product. And I get the feeling that within the next month or so, we've got another session of sniffing in store, which means that basically she and I sit down for about an hour and a half and we go through all these scent samples, sniffing and saying, gee, what does this smell like? Is this something that would be good for a soap or a wax tart? And, you know, my feedback's good because a lot of the customers who buy from her business are male. They're fans of us, of us doing gameplay and stuff. And, you know, like I said, everyone who's actually tried out her stuff loves it. So give it a look. The Black Current, okay? All right, so that is it. We're going to start with Undertale Pacifist Run, continuing on here. I hope that you've all got caught up with the playthrough. You know, it has been live since Tuesday. So, excuse me, Wednesday. And we took that, you know, yesterday off from gameplay to do Ask the King. But hopefully you're all caught up so you know exactly where I am. And, you know, you're not wondering what happened, how it's been different. It's been interesting so far. Very excited to continue on and see the differences in this Pacifist Run. I thank you all for being here and being patient during the pre-stream. But now it's time to start. So, excuse me. So thank you everyone for watching. And let us begin. Very nice.